Okay, so you won't believe what's going on with Meghan Markle and Fergie. It's like a royal rumble, but with passive-aggressive smiles and strategically leaked photos instead of actual wrestling moves. Seriously, this situation is getting messy. It all started innocently enough, with Fergie making the rounds to promote her latest book, the usual I've overcome so much redemption tour. Then, during one interview, someone had the nerve to ask her about Meghan Markle's impact on the monarchy. Big mistake. Huge. Apparently, Fergie's entire demeanor changed. People who were there said the air in the room got noticeably colder. She paused, did that subtle head tilt, and simply said, "Oh, Meghan." Then she launched into a cryptic story about yacht summers and young women being fascinated by royal life and the perks that come with it. This is where it gets juicy. She talked about glamorous trips where everyone plays dress up, chases attention, and hopes someone important is watching. And then, boom, she dropped the bombshell. Some of those familiar faces, she said, ended up in very unexpected places, including Buckingham Palace. Cue the internet completely losing its mind. Everyone immediately zeroed in on one specific yacht trip from the early 2000s, the one filled with models, Hollywood types, and ultra-wealthy elites partying across Greece and Monaco. And guess who was allegedly there? A young, aspiring actress named Meghan Markle and, allegedly, Prince Andrew. Now, nobody is explicitly saying anything about Meghan Markle and Prince Andrew hooking up or anything like that, but the implication alone was enough to send shockwaves through the palace and Monaco. Because what Fergie did, whether she meant to or not, was drag up Meghan Markle's so-called yacht girl past, that chapter she's been desperately trying to bury ever since becoming a duchess. And it gets even better. The very next day, paparazzi cornered Fergie and asked her point-blank about Meghan Markle and the infamous yacht summers. And Fergie, bless her heart, just smirked and said, "Oh darling, I don't tell tales." I just remind people that every fairy tale starts somewhere. Pure gold. The palace, of course, is freaking out. They've been trying to project an image of unity and healing, and Fergie just poured gasoline on the fire. One royal aide reportedly told the Daily Mail that Fergie's remarks couldn't have come at a worse time. You don't say. But here's the real question. Why did Fergie do it? Why would she, of all people, risk stirring up this much drama? Well, apparently, there's some serious bad blood between her and Meghan Markle. The story goes that Fergie felt slighted early on, like Meghan dismissed her or failed to give her the respect she believed she deserved. Remember Princess Eugenie's wedding? Apparently, Meghan Markle's pregnancy announcement on that very day completely overshadowed Eugenie's big moment. And Fergie was not happy about it. One insider even claimed Fergie saw it as classic Meghan behavior, turning someone else's celebration into her own headline. So, payback hits a little sweeter when it's served with a sly Fergie smile. Meanwhile, over in Hollywood, Meghan Markle's PR team is in full-blown crisis mode. They're reportedly scrambling to scrub the internet of old photos and blog posts. But at this point, it's like trying to hold back the tide. And the fact that Prince Andrew's name is even being mentioned in the same breath as Meghan Markle's is a full-blown PR nightmare. Nobody wants to be associated with that kind of mess. So yeah, this has officially crossed into royal scandal territory. Meghan Markle is reportedly furious, accusing Fergie of jealousy and betrayal. Meanwhile, Fergie is playing coy, dropping cryptic hints and letting the internet do the rest. And the palace? They're just trying to keep everything from imploding. It's like a reality show, but with real-life consequences. And honestly, I'm grabbing my popcorn. This is insane. While Meghan's team is scrambling to contain the damage, Fergie is out there living her best life, treating the whole thing like a hilarious game. And you've got to hand it to her, she's playing it brilliantly. The headlines are brutal. Fergie's cryptic comments spark royal panic. Montecito meltdown. Meghan Markle furious over Duchess Sarah's yacht remarks. The whole thing is a disaster for Meghan Markle. Everything she tried so hard to bury is clawing its way back to the surface. And here's the weirdest part, Meghan has gone completely silent online. Her website, her trademarks, everything has gone dark. No posts, no projects, nothing. It's full bunker mode. And knowing Meghan, that probably means she's plotting something big. Sources say she's locked in non-stop crisis meetings, yelling at her publicist, calling old contacts, doing everything she can to regain control as this scandal spirals. She even reached out to Princess Eugenie. Can you imagine how awkward that phone call must have been? Eugenie is stuck right in the middle, caught between her mother and her cousin-in-law. Talk about family drama. But here's the thing, Fergie's camp isn't backing down either. They're hinting that she has more stories to tell, stories that could clear up what really went on in those early days. And if that's true, this is just the beginning. For years, Meghan Markle's team has worked overtime to distance her from that whole yacht girl image, the networking, the parties, the hustling. They wanted the world to forget it ever happened. But now Fergie has broken the royal code, the unspoken rule that says you never expose the past, and the floodgates are open. So Meghan's worst nightmare is coming true. Her pre-duchess life is crashing head-on into her carefully constructed royal image. And everyone is watching, waiting to see what she does next. Because let's be real, Meghan Markle isn't going to take this lying down. She's a fighter. But this time, she's not up against a tabloid or a palisade. She's up against another duchess, someone who knows the royal game inside and out. And Meghan might be about to learn that you just don't mess with Fergie. Word is, the moment the story broke, Meghan went ballistic, pacing around her mansion, firing off angry texts. After everything I've done for that family, she allegedly muttered. You can almost hear the outrage. But Meghan is a Hollywood pro. She knows how to control a narrative. So she's not about to let Fergie define her story. She's taking the pen back. Her PR team is reportedly working around the clock, crafting what they're calling a counter-narrative, all with one goal in mind: reclaim the spotlight and take back control of the headlines. And in true Meghan Markle style, she's thinking big. Rumor has it she's reached out to a high-profile streaming executive about doing a documentary, a reclaiming the truth kind of project. This isn't just a clapback. It's a full-scale rebrand. But here's the problem. Fergie isn't backing down. She's smiling sweetly and dropping lines like, "Oh, I don't think anyone should fear the truth. Do you?" Which, of course, sparks yet another firestorm. The tabloids are having a field day, running brutal side-by-side comparisons of the two duchesses. The duchess who stayed versus the duchess who strayed. And Meghan's carefully curated image, the soft neutrals, the compassion, the California calm, is being torn to shreds. Then the old photos start resurfacing. Private events. Yacht parties. Glamorous, sure, but stripped of all context. And the internet doesn't care about context. It just wants drama. Prince Harry is reportedly furious. He's trying to protect Meghan, but every move they make seems to make things worse. He feels like the Windsors have closed ranks and that Meghan is, once again, the outsider. But Meghan Markle isn't retreating. If they want a PR war, she's ready. She's spotted leaving a women's leadership luncheon, radiating calm confidence, smiling for the cameras like nothing's wrong. But behind that smile? Defiance. Every time they come for me, she supposedly told a friend, I come back stronger. And to her credit, she usually does. She's built her brand on resilience. Even so, the cracks are starting to show. Meanwhile, Fergie is launching a quiet charm offensive. She's appearing on daytime talk shows, sharing anecdotes that are just vague enough to sound plausible. She never names names, but she talks about royal newcomers who wanted crowns before they earned them. And everyone knows exactly who she means. The internet is picking sides. Hashtag Team Fergie starts trending. Duchess versus Duchess hits 1 million tweets in a single day. Meghan's team knows the narrative has shifted. She's no longer being seen as the victim. She's being framed as the aggressor, the manipulator. So Meghan Markle makes a move that shocks everyone. She's going to speak on camera, not a documentary, not a podcast, but something bigger. A tell-all conversation about truth, womanhood, and reclaiming her story from lies. It's designed to silence the whispers. But in the royal world, silence and speech can be equally dangerous. And this time, every word will count. And Meghan Markle's voice, no matter how polished, always carries risk. Just as Meghan is planning her big televised moment, something unexpected happens. Fergie's allies start talking. Old acquaintances, former royal aides, friends who remember those early days when Meghan Markle first entered the royal fold. And their stories? Not exactly flattering. What began as one woman's attempt to defend herself has now spiraled into a full-blown media war, a clash of duchesses, loyalty, and legacy. And the real question isn't who's going to win, but who's going to survive. Because as one palace insider allegedly put it, Fergie has been through hell and back. Meghan is still learning that when you fight the crown fights back harder. By the time Meghan's so-called Reclaiming Her Truth project reaches pre-production, the storm outside her Montecito mansion is already brewing into something far bigger and far more dangerous than anyone anticipated. And here's the thing, this isn't just some catfight between two duchesses anymore. This is about power, control, and who gets to write the narrative. Let's be honest, the palace isn't playing fair. Those whispers coming from Fergie's allies? They're calculated. Designed to undermine Meghan's credibility before she even gets a chance to speak. It's a classic PR move, smear the opponent before they can defend themselves. And it's working to an extent. People are already skeptical of Meghan Markle. They see her as a Hollywood actress who married into the royal family, tried to change the system, and then bolted when it got too hard. They don't trust her. And that lack of trust is fueling this entire firestorm. But Meghan isn't naive. She knows she's fighting an uphill battle. That's why she's going for the jugular with this tell-all interview. She needs to humanize herself. To prove she's not just an entitled celebrity. She needs people to believe her. And that's where things get truly dangerous. Because the royal family is a master of manipulation. They know how to control the media, spin a story, make themselves look noble, and their opponents look unhinged. They've been doing it for centuries. So Meghan Markle isn't just fighting Fergie. She's fighting the entire institution. And that's a battle she may not be able to win. But one thing is certain, Meghan isn't giving up without a fight. She's already proven she's willing to go to war with the palace. Meghan Markle walked away from her royal duties. She gave explosive interviews. She burned every bridge behind her. At this point, she has nothing left to lose, and that's what makes her dangerous. When someone has nothing left to lose, they're willing to do anything. So what's next? Buckle up, because we're in for a wild ride. Meghan's interview is expected to be explosive. She's going to drop serious bombshells, and the palace will retaliate. More leaks, more whispered stories, more attempts to discredit her. They'll do everything they can to shut her down. It's going to be messy, ugly, and painfully public. And in the end, I'm not sure anyone comes out a winner. But one thing is certain, the royal family will never be the same. Meghan Markle has already shaken the institution to its core, and this latest scandal is only accelerating the process. The monarchy is changing, whether they like it or not, and Meghan is one of the biggest reasons why. And Fergie? She's sitting back, enjoying the show. She's always been a bit of a rebel, a bit of an outsider. And now she's found a way to stick it to the palace without taking any of the blame. Honestly, it's genius. She's using Meghan as a pawn in her own quiet game of royal chess, and Meghan may not even realize it. Or maybe she does, and she just doesn't care. Maybe she's so focused on winning the battle that she's lost sight of the bigger picture. Either way, this is a fascinating spectacle. Better than any reality show, because this is real life with real consequences. And it's only going to get more intense from here. So yeah, buckle up.